good, y'all? Your boy VLSG back in the building with another live stream. This time, the Eagles are now in the playoffs, and we are here ready to go for this Tampa Bay match tomorrow. We just got one more day to survive this hiatus of us not playing for the week. And then, you know what, man? It's go time. It's go time as soon as tomorrow happens. And it's go time tomorrow when we face Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, coached by Bruce Arians. So, say what's up to the chat real quick. I know Jace Young was in here, but what was good, my guy? Nings is in here. What's good? Yeah, man, we already had 2 people get on the live stream, but mainly just to chat it up. Apparently, it turns out some of the people could not make it that I wanted to get on. So, hopefully somebody shows up, but at the end of the day, I don't know if anybody will. But realistically, at the end of the day, let's just get right into this. Nings said, press on, go Birds. Yeah, you already know, my guy. You already know. But the first thing we're going to do for this live stream, if you guys have not yet heard so, a good content creator of mine that I know that does do the Eagles, Philly Foothills, man. If you don't know who Philly Foothills is, you've probably been living under a rock. But if you really don't know who he is, and if you really don't know what's been going on with him, he actually lost his son last Saturday, 1 hour before our game against the Cowboys. So we're just going to take this moment, do about 1 hour for a moment of silence for Philly Foothill's son, who died at the age of 26. That's just heartbreaking. I was on this stream last night with AK Eagles, and it's all good, man. It's all good, but we're here for Philly Foothills, man. But we're mainly here to talk about our game and mainly the rest of the games, because I figured I'd do a pick 'em as well, where we pick all the winners for each of the teams, and we just say probably a reasoning, but I don't know if anyone's going to come in here, so it might just be me on here. But anyway, we'll start the moment of silence right now for Philly Foothills and his family. But before I do that, let me say what's up to Nightings again. Says he'll shout out on Twitter. Yeah, thank you, Nightings. Definitely appreciate that, brother. First Foothills and his family. Yeah, you already know, my guy. You already know. No one deserves to have that happen to them. Yeah, exactly. Especially at such a young age. Nobody deserves it, man. So, 1 minute, take a moment of silence for Philly Foothills, but mainly his son overall. But prayers go out to Philly Foothills and his family. And let's just begin the moment of silence. Yeah, man, there's the 1 minute moment of silence for Philly Foothills, but especially his stepson. So definitely prayers go out still to the Philly Foothills and family, but mainly for Philly Foothills' son. So definitely wanted to do that moment of silence for Philly Foothills, but mainly his family overall, but especially going out to his stepson. So anyway, let's just get right into business here. We're probably going to actually start with the pick 'em right now for all of the wild card games that are being played this weekend. So let's just get right into it right now. So the 2 games that are happening today. Number 1, we have the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. This should be a good game. It's AFC North versus AFC West. The Raiders have to make the trip all the way out to the East Coast to take on Cincinnati, where Joe Burrow has been hot with his main target, Jamar Chase. He has T. Higgins as well, his Tower Boy. He's looking like a dangerous quarterback in this league. But Derek Carr, man, there's been a lot of things going on with Derek Carr, but mainly the Raiders as a whole. I mean, Henry Ruggs getting arrested for his DUI, and there's been a lot of things that have went on for the Raiders and everything. And yeah, man, it's definitely just gonna be a good game. I'm not gonna lie. So by the time the games actually start, just to let you all know, guys, I'm gonna probably get out of here maybe at like 4:25 to just go watch these games because I'm pretty sure not a lot of people will show up in here. But at the end of the day, in terms of the winner of this Raiders-Bengals game, I'm going to pick the Cincinnati Bengals based on the way that Joe Burrow has played right now. And when he's throwing it up to Jamar Chase, a familiar weapon to Joe Burrow, an LSU duo that it has now been in Cincinnati for just this year. And Joe Burrow's also spraying the ball around even more, getting it to T. Higgins, getting it to Tyler Boyd, getting it to C.J. Usama, getting it to all his players, and then that defense is being clutch when they need it to. But this will be a close one, in my personal opinion. But I think the Bengals will pull it out the dub with home field advantage as well over the Raiders. I just think the Raiders, they have to make that trip all the way. And I really feel like that the Raiders, I don't think, they're going to keep it close with the Bengals, but I have the Bengals pulling out the W. And this will be a close one, man. So definitely, I'm picking the Bengals here. Derek Carr deserves it. He has been screwed over time and time again. He has went through a lot. Yeah, you definitely, my guy. Definitely, 100%, 100%. I'll try and watch Raiders Bengals, and I might come on to talk Eagles Bucks with you. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that, Nightings. That'll probably be coming up towards the That'll probably be coming up towards the end of the live stream. So we'll see what we do from here. Now for the second wild card game for today, and for the second wild card game overall, you have the New England Patriots taking on the Buffalo Bills. This is going to be another good matchup. Josh Allen versus Mac Jones. Mac Jones playing pretty well and being coached by one of, if not the greatest head coach of all time in Bill Belichick. We all know that. But I think Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and all the weapons that the Bills have, I think they all have a chance to make a statement, and I think they all have something to prove. So this will be another close game. This is going to be a close game here for the wild card in the second game between the Pats and the Bills. But in this one, I'm going to take Buffalo, even though they almost went to the Super Bowl. Even though they almost went to the Super Bowl. Even though they almost went to the Super Bowl, what I'm trying to say is, even though they almost went to the Super Bowl last year, I still have confidence that Sean McDermott, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and all those weapons will be able to get it done. So I really do think that there is a chance that the Pats could win. I just don't see it happening in Buffalo because it's going to be cold, but the Pats know the conditions. Bill Belichick's been in the situation. So really, this will be a close one, but I have the Bills taking this game with home field advantage on the line. Nang said, same, sadly. I want the Raiders to win. I got a lot of Raiders fans, friends. Bengals win, though, sadly. Yeah, but it is what it is, my guy. You know, respectful up in here, but it is crazy. But the Bengals, they had something to prove this season with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. And how Joe Burrow is spraying that ball around is pretty amazing, actually, after he really didn't have the best rookie year, but he's coming off a great year this year for 2021 going into 2022. I take Pats. I know an inexperienced Mac Jones who has had a good rookie year. However, like you said, Bill Belichick is the better coach. Yeah, definitely my guy. I just think that I know that Mac Jones, I think he still has to improve a little bit because he is a rookie. And, you know, if you want to be the best guy on the field, you really need some experience under your belt. And Josh Allen does have the experience. Mac Jones does not. So I'm taking Buffalo here because Josh Allen has the experience. Mac Jones doesn't. They have a lot of experienced guys, the Bills do, and so do the Pats, but it's going to probably come down to the quarterback. Mac Jones is not experienced in the playoffs, but Belichick is. But Belichick is going to help out Mac Jones and try to bring him and help him out to bring home the victory for the Pats. But I still think that Buffalo takes the W here, but we'll see. Don't underestimate the Pats running game. Bills are really one-dimensional in their offense, And Pats' defense is very good. I think Pats take this one closely. Yeah, I can see where you're getting that. I know they brought all the guys back. They brought back Kyle Van Noy. They brought back – they still – actually, no, they did get rid of Stephon Gilmore. Besides, who is going to cover Stephon Diggs? Who's covering Stephon Diggs? Isn't Devin McCourty still in the league right now, or Jason McCourty? They're both the McCourty brothers are both in the league right now, but I forget which McCourty brother is on the Pats and one of them's on the Dolphins. But realistically, at the end of the day, I'm gonna take the Bills in this one just because of the way that they've been playing right now and the fact that they have more experience than the Pats do, especially coming down to the quarterback position. The Bills have experience in the playoffs, and the Pats do not, so that is the main concern. Pats are no stronger to play at Highmark Stadium, formerly New Era Field, against the division rivals. I think they will be fine. Yeah, I think the Pats, they'll keep it close. They'll keep it competitive, like all of the playoff games should be. But I just think the Bills could have this one. And, I mean, they are coming off a year where they almost went to the Super Bowl. They're coming off a year where they almost went to the Super Bowl and almost beating out the Kansas City Chiefs. And you know what? I think somehow in the world the Bills find a way to get the job done over the Pats in Buffalo. And realistically, at the end of the day, I think Buffalo takes this one. So we're going to skip the Eagles one, which would be the next wild card game, because we're going to say that for last. And then instead either J.C. Jackson or the McCourty brothers. Well, one of the McCourty brothers is on the Pats. I think that's Devin McCourty. And then Jason McCourty is on the Miami Dolphins. So the McCourty brothers are not together, but we'll have to see who covers Stephon Diggs, man. Because that'll be a solid matchup. Because their best piece in the secondary is going to be covering Stephon Diggs. And you don't have Stephon Gilmore to be a lockdown corner for your team anymore because you traded him to Carolina. And realistically, at the end of the day, I think that is a huge impact to their secondary because he is one of, if not the best lockdown corner in the league right now. And realistically, I really do think that the Bills have the advantage because I don't know who's covering Stephon Diggs. It's probably going to be, I think, isn't Devin McCourty a safety? Because unless if Stephon Diggs is playing on the inside, it probably would be J.C. Jackson. But anyway, we're going to move on to the next game, which is going to be the next day at 4:30 p.m. Like I said before, we're going to save the Eagles one for last to talk about that a little bit. But the next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. This will be a good one. San Fran has barely squeaked in for a playoff spot, and realistically, at the end of the day, I think this is going to be another close one. Kittle's gonna be the tight end. I don't know who's going to be guarding him. Could be Micah Parsons. It could be one of the safeties. It could be a linebacker. I don't know who's covering George Kittle, but George Kittle's been a beast this year. He's helped the 49ers get in. Jimmy Garoppolo putting it where it needs to be placed. I know he's not 100% right now, but realistically, I think this will be a close one. This will be a fun one to watch, and I think this one, I'm going to hand this one. This is going to be a really close game. I think it might come down to the better defense versus the better offensive line. I am not sure about that, though. But because it's at home and the way they've been playing right now, I'm unfortunately going to have to take the freaking Dallas Cowboys to win this game against the San Francisco 49ers. Like I said before, the 49ers, they barely got in. They got in with the win over the – I believe they were playing the Rams the other day, and they got a little bit of help. So the 49ers barely got in, and who knows how they're going to play against the Cowboys, but I think the Cowboys take the W here based on home field advantage. And you know what? Dallas is going to advance to the next round. I just have some sort of feeling that Dallas will advance to the next round and beat the San Francisco 49ers. Thanks, said, oops, my bad, but Jason McCourty is now in Miami. Ironically, almost a division rival of the Pats. Yeah, you already know, my guy. You already know. Thanks also said he is a safety. Yes. Yeah, didn't know, my guy. He also said SMH Dallas. I have to pick Dallas, but this will be close. Yes, I just don't trust Jimmy G. Especially with that thumb, though, my guy. The thumb injury for Jimmy Garoppolo, that is going to be a huge part. Is the thumb going to be 100% for Jimmy Garoppolo to throw the football? They're going to make Jimmy G play this game no matter what. And I know they're going to throw in Trey Lance for probably a few plays here and there, but realistically, I still think the Cowboys find a way to take it just because Dak is looking fantastic right now, and Jimmy G has an injured thumb, and he hasn't looked the best, but at the same time, he hasn't looked the worst, but I'm still going to take Dallas no matter what. They also have home field advantage, so all the Cowboys fans will be going crazy for the team, blah, blah, blah. Next, I'd line my A off. I don't trust him anyways. I'm not a huge Jimmy G fan. Yeah, he used to play with Tom Brady the year that the Pats won the Super Bowl over the Seattle Seahawks, which I believe was Super Bowl 49. And realistically, I just don't trust Jimmy G. I think Dak might take this one, and Cowboys will get their first win in a playoff game since 2018 over the Seattle Seahawks. Now for the next wildcard game, you have the Pittsburgh Steelers going on to face the Kansas City Chiefs. Ben Roethlisberger getting up there in age. Going to be the last year of Big Ben's career. Definitely like what Big Ben has done in the past, but you're dealing with Patrick Mahomes, man. And I know you're dealing with T.J. Watt on the defense, and someone's going to have to guard T.J. Watt. He could line up on the defensive line. He could line up a linebacker. Who knows where you play T.J. Watt, but he is a guy who can maintain pressure on a quarterback, and Patty Mahomes, he is mobile, but the problem is, though, I mean, T.J. Watt's hard to get away from, but I think somehow in the world they might double team T.J. Watt because of what he's been doing right now. They're going to double team T.J. Watt. Mark my words. They will double team him. The Steelers, Big Ben's just getting up there in age. And I feel like if he gets hit like multiple times, I think he's done. I think Big Ben is done if he gets hit multiple times in this game. But again, because of home field advantage, I'm going to, in this game, take the Kansas City Chiefs. I just think Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid have more confidence in beating the Steelers than the Steelers do to the Chiefs. And the only way that the Steelers would find a way to win this game is mainly just by scoring early and stopping Patrick Mahomes from throwing the ball. And especially, one more thing, stopping Tyreek Hill. Good luck stopping Tyreek Hill, man. Because that kid runs fast. Runs over 20 miles per hour, for heaven's sakes. Now you said SMH. I have to pick the Chiefs. TJ Watt is going to be dangerous, though. Even despite the double team, Chiefs just have that big offense, and they rebound after that 3 and 4 start. Yeah, you already know, my guy. The Chiefs have been literally on fire after that 3 and 4 start. They really have been getting it together, and that is just huge, man. That is just huge, especially if they can stop TJ Watt. That'll definitely be a huge job by the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line if they do, in fact, stop TJ Watt. But realistically, at the end of the day, I really do think that the Steelers will keep it competitive. And realistically, at the end of the day, I think Kansas City takes this one, especially when they are the home team again. So far, it's been all the home teams that I have been picking so far. At the end of the day, I think that we might have another home win incoming. Now he's also said Big Ben's potential last game. It's been a great career from him. Juju in his last year, and he has been activated for this game too. Yeah, I did realize that Juju Smith-Schuster is also active for this game. And at the end of the day, I really do think that Juju Smith-Schuster, he can be a threat to that secondary, but you got to watch out for guys like Tyrann Mathieu, L'Jarius Sneed, who has been playing great all year. You got to look out for these guys, man. That Chiefs secondary is a secondary you do not want to mess with. And same goes to that defensive line. I don't know who is going to be protecting Ben Roethlisberger because I do not study their offensive line, but they have. I feel like the Chiefs, not the Chiefs, the Steelers' offensive line. It's really not that great, to be honest. But at the end of the day, I really do think that the Chiefs just have the advantage in this one because all the weapons they have around them. They have Tyreek Hill. They have Travis Kelce. They have Demarcus Robinson. They have Byron Pringle. You name all the guys. They have all the players they need in order to be successful. They have Patty Mahomes, depending on who would start at running back, whether if it is in fact Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or if it is going to be Darrell Williams, you don't know, or you might see split snaps if they're both healthy and good to go for this one. So, but still, at the end of the day, I still think the Chiefs can find a way to pull out the W. But you all got to stop T.J. Watt on the offensive side if you're Kansas City. You just have to stop him. You cannot allow T.J. Watt to come up and find a way to get to your quarterback. It's just like unacceptable. I meant last contract here. My bad. No, you're good, Nightings. You're good. I did not mean to do that. Anyway, last wildcard game before we get into our game. You have the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Los Angeles Rams. This is going to be another good game and another solid game. I know Matthew Stafford, he's had to shake off the rust a little bit. But I think this is playoff Matthew Stafford. He's wanted to get here for so long. He hasn't gotten there one time. Or he did. He may have gotten there one time with Detroit, I think. But at the end of the day, I really do think that Matt Stafford, he's going to shake off the rust. He's gonna do what he needs to do in order to find a way to win. I think Matt Stafford, he's going to shake off some rust. He's going to do what he needs to do to get the job done. And also, another big boost for the Rams is that they don't have to deal with DeAndre Hopkins, who is still on IR. And it's just a shame that someone like DeAndre Hopkins is on IR for the Cardinals especially, because that is your number one option, especially for Kyler Murray. But you also rely on the run game. You rely on Chase Edmonds. You rely on those guys. And you can rely on, like, Rondale Moore. You can rely on Christian Kirk. You can rely on Zach Ertz, former Eagle. And it is definitely going to be a good one. But I think the way the Rams have looked, they've been a little shaky a little bit, but at the end of the day, I really do think that the Rams can win this football game, and it's also at SoFi Stadium, so the Rams will go ahead and have home field advantage at the end of the day. And also, I really do think that the Rams are just a better team, because if the Cardinals had DeAndre Hopkins, they would have a chance, and I might pick them, but because they do not have DeAndre Hopkins, I'm not going to pick them. I'm going to pick the Rams in this one to win over the Arizona Cardinals. At the end of the day, I really do think that this will be a close, competitive game, like all wildcard games should be, like I said before. But at the end of the day, I just think that the Rams have the better bench. And especially when you look at the defense, they have three main stars on defense. They have Aaron Donald, they have Von Miller, and they have Jalen Ramsey. Those three guys on defense, they make a great defensive trio. And I will give the Rams credit for bringing all these guys in. I know Aaron Donald was already with LA, but definitely giving him credit. Also with Jalen Ramsey to bring him in. I believe last year was the year where they brought in Jalen Ramsey. And then you bring in Von Miller to help out your linebacker core. That is a stacked defense. Coming in, Nightings, all right. So feel free to get on the panel and chop it up with me, my guy. Matt Stafford needs a playoff win. Yeah, you already know, man. You already know. Matt Stafford's been really rusty the last 4 games. However, overall, he has been having a good year with his new weapons. Yeah, definitely. And especially when you have guys like Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee, and when you have other guys like that, I really do think that the Rams also could have the advantage again, because you have the better offensive pieces to find a way to win. You definitely do. I believe y'all know Robert Woods is out for the year. I forget who y'all have, but y'all have Cooper Kupp. I know that. Y'all have Van Jefferson. I believe you do still have Tyler Higbee. You have all the weapons. And I believe you do have Cam Akers returning from IR and getting back onto the team. So really at the end of the day, it's going to be a close one. It's going to be competitive. Kyler Murray and Matt Stafford going at it. But I think it's going to be a W for the Los Angeles Rams. Cardinals offense won't do terrible, but that Rams D isn't something to push over. On the other side, Cardinals D will be tested. They split against each other in the regular season. Yeah, you already know, my guy. You already know. These two teams are hungry. They want to go at it for a third time this season, and they want to see who the real champion is in the battle of the NFC West and in the battle of these two NFC West teams going at it. I have to pick the Rams too. Yeah, you already know my guy. I got to take the Rams, but especially because of that defense and then Cooper Kupp for your offense. I have got to take the Rams here. Don't underestimate the Rams' running game. Just saying, it has not been doing that bad this year. Yeah, I'm not saying that's been bad. I'm just saying that, Cam Akers might be shaking off the rust. Darrell Henderson could be playing more snaps because you want to limit Cam Akers' snaps because he's just coming back from IR. He is coming back. So at the end of the day, I really do think that the Rams running game with Darrell Henderson and Cam Akers could be a solid running back duo in the backfield. It just depends how well you're going to run on this Arizona Cardinals defense led by mainly Chandler Jones, Byron Murphy. Who else was there? Zaven Collins and pieces like that, man. It's definitely going to be crazy looking out for that Rams team. I know I'm just saying you're fine. You didn't say it was bad. I'm just saying that the Cardinals can't sleep on it. Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with you, Nightings. We have someone backstage, and it is, in fact, Nightings. And Nightings, what is going on?
Yo, was good. Since the pick'em was about to end, we were gonna be doing Eagles Bucks. I decided to come on here, for the panel and chop it up with you. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing good today, my guy. Was a little under the weather beforehand. I was a little tired before, and have a little swollen finger right here. Yes, I know this is the middle finger, but that's where it is. But apart from that, man, it's been a good day for me.
All right. Hey, sorry to hear that you're feeling under the weather. A few days ago,
yeah, I just felt really tired this morning, and then
okay, fatigue.
I just felt really tired this morning, and then I realized that this morning I had this swollen finger, so that's why I have a Band-Aid on it.
Oh, okay. Well, still, I'm sorry to hear that. I hate, just being sick. When you're sick, you really just retired. You really can't do anything but just, rest.
Yeah, I completely understand. Now, anyway, let's get into our wild card game. The Philadelphia Eagles at 9-8 taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As the Eagles have a chance for revenge, by the way, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 13-4. So we're just going to bring this energy. Yeah. And there have been a few pieces of news that I have on my phone right now. I got a notification. Leonard Fournette has not been activated, so he is going to be ruled out tomorrow.
Yeah.
That is a huge boost for the Eagles defense. You better take advantage of that, Philly. As well. But Levante David and Giovanni Bernard will all return to the Buccaneers starting lineup. So Giovanni Bernard will probably be replacing Leonard Fournette in this game. That is crazy how Leonard Fournette just got ruled out. That is unbelievable. And I feel like he's constantly been practicing, and he's known what to do. And at the end of the day, I feel like that's going to be a huge boost for the Eagles' run defense. And that run defense, y'all better buck up. I better not see any stupid coverages from Jonathan Gannon in this game. That's for sure.
For real. Yeah, the Leonard Fournette on the injured reserve. I remember, they
showed IRR, which means probably injured reserve returning probably. And then apparently it turns out Leonard Fournette got ruled out.
Yeah. I talked about that a little bit in my video. Ronald Jones, I believe Ronald Jones II is out. That's what he was listed.
Yeah, Ronald Jones is out too. So you're probably gonna look at Giovanni Bernard or someone like that starting at running back. Yeah, you're going down to the third string.
Yeah, wasn't he a part of the Bengals or something? Or am I
who, Bernard?
Yeah, was he?
Yeah, he was. Okay, but apparently he ended up on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As for this one, we are gonna get this stupid spammer out of here.
Oh, there's spam?
See ya.
Oh.
Bye-bye. Okay. No spam in this chat, man. There's no spam in here. Anyway, let's just get right into this. Yeah. We are going to start off with the normal way. We're just going to do it the normal way, except for the fact that we are doing it live. So, 3 keys to winning, Standout Eagles, Breakout Eagle, Hot Take, Score Prediction at the end.
Gotcha.
So, Nightings, let me start you off with this one. Give me your 3 keys for the Eagles to winning this football game.
Oh. Yeah, I'm already prepared with that. I actually did 5 keys to the game for my video, but I'll give you 3 if you just want.
Good, Isaac.
All right. Or if you want me to do, am I allowed to do more than 3, or do you just want me to do 3? Depends.
You're welcome to do more than 3. I'm just saying, 3
Gotcha.
keys to winning is what we normally do on the channel.
Oh,
But
okay.
there was only one time where I had more than 3. So realistically, at the end of the day, I really do think that more than 3 keys is perfectly fine. I did it one time before, so you're welcome to do as many keys to
All
winning
right.
as you like.
All right. Got you.
And
Well,
get this guy out of here because of his name.
All right.
See ya.
Oh my God.
All right, Nines, go right
Oh,
ahead.
man.
3 keys to winning.
All right. I got you. I already got them prepared. So one key to the game for the offense, we already. Oh.
You're on
I
the
think.
solo layout, my guy.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Go
okay.
right
My bad.
ahead.
My bad. All right. So basically, I already got this one for the offense for my first key to the game. I know we're way better at this than we. If you know, you know. At the start of the season, we didn't do this at all, and now we're way better at this. With a leading rushing team in the NFL, but it's run the ball week every week. I don't care if we're the best rushing team in the NFL, you still have to run the ball, especially due to I believe it's going to be a windy or rainy in Tampa Bay. That's what the weather said, but we'll have to see. But even so, that still brings an advantage to this run game. And remember, the Saints were the best rushing defense in the NFL, and we ran all over them. All right. Hunter from the Affiliate Insider podcast also said those exact words.
Hunter Doyle, yeah.
Yeah, he said those in his live stream earlier today. So I'm not stealing his words, trust me. But that's
You're
exactly
fine.
what he
Go
said
right
too.
ahead.
All right, thank you. All right, so I'm just saying, if we can do that to the best rush defense in the NFL, why can't we do it to their divisional rival, the Bucs? This should be a really good game rushing for us. And Sanders is back. Jordan Howard and Boston Scott I believe we rested them anyways last game. So all of our running backs.
Yeah, we were relying a lot on Jason Huntley last week because we were up
Kenny.
starters.
Yeah, especially Kenneth Gainwell as well. And against Dallas starters, he was running all over them too. He was confident in his ability. He's running smoothly. So, and Kenneth Gainwell, of course, the rookie. From this from the past draft, not like this year's draft. After this season, if obviously, but we have one of the best running. I think honestly, not even one of the best. We do have the best running back room in the NFL. Yeah, Miles Sanders. I know no touchdowns, but he is. I think he's the player with the most rushing yards with no touchdowns. Even so, I'm hoping he does get a touchdown this game in the playoffs for his first ever one. Jordan Howard has been having an amazing year. He's running really smoothly. Boston Scott, the Giant Slayer, but he's still been doing good overall this season. And of course, Kenneth Gainwell, who shows a ton of potential. You cannot tell me that's not the best running back room in the NFL. And it shows because we lead rushing yards.
We also average 160 yards a game rushing.
Exactly. So you can't tell me that's not the best running back room in the NFL. So that's my first key to the game. Sirianni, keep doing what you've been doing.
Run the ball.
Run the ball, exactly. You want to know something ironic?
Good.
That game where we only had one, rushing attempt in one half. That was ironically the Bucs game in the regular season. So also you got another troll in the chat.
Oh, perfect. More time to block people. See y'all.
Yeah. My God.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say his name. It's obviously something really bad. But anyways, yeah, that's my first key to the game. Keep doing what you've been doing.
Run the ball. 3 words.
Yeah, run the ball, 3 words, and don't do what you did in the regular season matchup, okay? And by the way, what's embarrassing? The defending Super Bowl champions only beat us by 6, and we weren't even trying to run the ball. So this isn't going to be a blowout whatsoever. That brings me to my second key to the game. All right, this is another offensive one. I always say this, but I think it really needs to be brought to attention.
John Mole, what's good, my guy? He said, bro, these people tripping with these names.
I know it's bad. But anyways, I just think we need to hit our playmakers, basically. Davonte Smith, Quez Watkins, definitely more deep shots with Quez Watkins. Quez Watkins is extremely fast. All right. And we did see that against the 49ers game. It was way early in the season. We need to sorry, go ahead.
And he might not be like Tyreek Hill, but he's still a fast dude when you put this man on the field, especially when you give him a little hitch route or something like that, which I think is what we ran with Jalen Reagor the first time. But at the end of the day, I really do think that we could really utilize Quez Watkins well if we just keep doing with what we're doing, and him with his speeding, his running ability with his speed on top of that is really something that we should be proud of, because we haven't had someone that's played like this in I don't even care how many years. But all I know is that we better utilize Quez Watkins, we better utilize Davonte Smith, and Jalen Hurts, you got to get that ball. And there is no room for error whatsoever, Jalen. There is absolutely no room for error, and it's your time to shine. If there were ever a time for the Philadelphia Eagles to show off and do what they need to do, the time for them to do it is right now.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people need to step up, in this game, in its playoffs. So this is the perfect time to step up. And I do also have, one guy on the defense, I think you already know who, that really needs to step up because of, the disappointing year he has. But going back to my thoughts.
As John Mole says right here, our defense is the only problem. If they step up, we're going to win, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. Our defense has to step up. And I'm looking. Hang on, let me take you off the solo layout. I'm looking at you, Jonathan Gannon. It's time for a good game, man. It's time for a good performance. I am looking at you. I'm taking off my hat. I am watching you, Jonathan Gannon. It's time to play a good coverage game. I'm tired with the soft coverages. I am absolutely sick and tired of it. That's what happened earlier in the season, and especially how it's been played the entire year. Jonathan Gannon, I am watching you. It's time to play some good freaking coverage against this Buccaneers team. This is the Buccaneers team with Tom Brady in playoff mode. You're going up against the GOAT. There's no room for error, Gannon. It's time for you to step up and just do your thing. Now I'm going to put you back on solo out, and you can continue.
No problem. All right, thank you.
There you go.
All right, thank you. All right, that was about it. That actually, you talking about Gannon, that transitions me into my third key to the game. I think I explained well the second. Basically, hit your playmakers. Davonte Smith, he's a really good route runner. He can definitely get open. All right, and if he is open, you definitely throw the ball to him, no question. And Quez, we need to drop more deep passing plays because we have not seen much of those this year. Anyways, also Goddard, he can block. He can get open. You throw the ball to him too. He's clutch. If you get the ball to him, he can get yards after the play, and he's your guy in those situations, right? So that was my second key to the game. All right, thank you. All right, my third. I'll also have I won't have five. I'll combine these two defensive keys of the game I had into this third one. Then I'll have a bonus fourth one, which is actually pretty important to think about it. All right. So the third one is mainly the defensive one, and this third key to the game is basically going to be all on Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon, you have been so frustrating this year. It has been terrible. All right, you have the soft coverages. Last time we played the Bucs, we played majority zone. Again, Hunter Doyle also mentioned that, and Tom Brady was just, I don't know, he's just throwing the ball really, really easily, and there was no effort whatsoever from Tom Brady because that's how easy our defense was, giving him plays. And again, Hunter Doyle said we were in zone 80% of the time. None of that soft defense anymore. I want that aggressive defense, especially the defensive line. No, Josh Sweat he's questionable. I don't think he's going to be playing, right? Or will he be? Josh Sweat.
Well, we'll have to see. I think he was listed as questionable as well as Nate Herbig. So we're going to have to see what happens tomorrow to see if they play or not. Which I'm hoping they do because we need every piece that we can get in order to beat this Tampa Bay Bucs team that is 13-4.
Yeah, I agree. So it's basically going to be a game time decision, basically.
Yeah, game time decision. And before you continue, Nightings, let me just say what's up to the people in the chat. John Mole, once again, with another big factor here. Buccaneers offense is missing some key players too. The Eagles in the best spot we could ask for. The Bucs are the one team that we could totally beat, 100%. And I wanted to play the Bucs in the first round because I had no confidence in us against the Rams because you you know the story with our offense against their defense. Their defense with Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and Jalen Ramsey. I did not want to play their team, especially with that defense, and especially for the fact that we have to cover Cooper Kupp, which that could be a disastrous matchup, depending on how well Cooper Kupp plays. But at the end of the day, I wanted to play the Tampa Bay Bucks, and as well, I did not want to play the Dallas Cowboys, but the way that they have beat us both times in the regular season. Here's the thing, and in terms of us facing our division rivals, we're 0-2 against the Cowboys. We're 2-0 against the Washington football team, and we're 1-1 against the Giants. So it's been a crazy season for the Eagles, especially when they're facing their division rivals.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I actually predicted 3-3 in the division. I predicted we would split against everybody, but that wasn't the case. We got swept by Dallas. We swept Washington, and we split against the Giants. So I was off, but I mean, at the end of the day, I was still right about the 3-3 on the division, right? And
right, 100%. And AK, what's good, my guy? Definitely. AK, I did send a link in our group chat on Twitter, so if you want to come in here and chop it up with Nightings and I, feel free to go ahead and do so. Nightings, please continue.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so yeah, basically this defense has to step up. Gannon, you have to call more blitzes with our defensive line, which I was continuing. Even though Josh Sweat's a game-time decision, we still have Fletcher Cox, who, has been a little quiet this year, but I do know that he has the ability to step up. He's Fletcher Cox. I perfectly believe in him.
Yeah, right? Fletch is Fletch, but he's getting up there in age, and they're starting to double team Javon Hargrave, man. They're starting to double team Hargrave after the start that he had in the season. And
I don't blame them. Javon Hargrave's a dog. He even had most sacks in the NFL at a point. I think he's still, up there in sack leaders. I know TJ Watt won it. But yeah, they're right to. I mean, obviously that's bad for us, but I mean, I don't blame them for double teaming them. Javon Hargrave's a dog, and also Derek. I don't really want to talk about Derek Barnett. I mean, excluding the penalties, Derek Barnett's like not absolutely awful. It's just the penalties that has just been really
all
annoying.
The penalties that are killing our defensive line. And before we continue,
that's his fault.
Eagles Uncensored went ahead and said, "Sorry, bro, just waking up, man. Long night last night, gotta do some things." I definitely understand, AK. It was definitely a long night. We were up till friggin' 3:40 in the morning, for heaven's sake, because we went on a friggin' 8-hour stream because that was AK hosting it. And at the end of the day, man, it's all love, man. I know you gotta do some things, man, and I know you're waking up to the new day. But all that matters is that I can't wait for that Buccaneers game tomorrow. Nightings, sorry for interrupting. Please continue.
No, you good. Also, I was there. I think you remember you said bye to me when I left, but I was there in that stream. It was so fun. Right. So, anyways, my bad. I got sidetracked. But, we have to step up with this defense. If Ryan Kerrigan will be, getting in there on the field, he needs to step up too. Ryan Kerrigan, I was so excited for him. When we signed him. But, yeah, he's been extremely disappointing. He has been injured a few times, and even when he's on the field, he hasn't been contributing whatsoever. And I believe, he hasn't been contributing whatsoever. I'm completely right. It's been really disappointing for Ryan Kerrigan. And if he's playing, then, that means he has to step up, and this is a great time to step up, just in the playoffs, which I think
exactly.
I don't know.
Ryan Kerrigan, you got to get in playoff mode too, there, pal. We need you at defensive end. We need you to step the heck up.
Exactly.
Like I'm tired of what I saw from you this season, Kerrigan. We were all excited about having you here in Philadelphia because we thought that you were going to be great on the defensive line. We thought you were going to maintain a lot of pressure. We thought that you would be a great defensive lineman for us, especially for backing up on defensive ends because Brandon Graham, he went out for the year, and then a bunch of other players are either they are injured or they're not playing that great. Derek Barnett not playing great this season. Josh Sweat, he's injured. Who knows on the status on him? Taron Jackson, young guy, but young guys really don't get that playing time. And I really thought Kerrigan would step up this season, especially for the fact that he is a veteran in this league. Kerrigan, you have got to be better than that. Like the effort you've been showing us in the past lately is absolutely unacceptable. You got to step up now, man. Otherwise, I know you're on a 1-year deal, but you're getting out of here after this season, my guy. I'm sorry.
Exactly. It's been really disappointing, and honestly, we're wasting our money if Kerrigan, basically, not contributing whatsoever. Also, I gotta go get my charger. It's like 1%, but I'll be right back. I still have one more key to the game to tell you.
That's perfectly fine, and then we'll move on to the rest.
All right, and you can stall if you want. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll definitely give my 3 keys to winning, and while you get your charger, I'll definitely do it. I'll hold it down. And John Moles makes another good point right here. Alex Singleton needs to step up too. Yeah, mainly our best linebacker on this team right now. It's been probably T.J. Edwards because Davion Taylor, he's on IR, probably out for the year. Alex Singleton's been iffy, and guys like Sean Bradley, he hasn't been getting playing time, and then a bunch of the other linebackers. Eric Wilson, we don't even need to talk about Eric Wilson. We don't need to discuss Eric Wilson right now. And I felt like T.J. Edwards has been our best linebacker available. So realistically, at the end of the day, I really do think that Alex Singleton needs to step up because he has to be that second linebacker. And I know Janoris Avery's up there too, but I feel like he has not been getting the stats that he's been getting, and hasn't been getting the stats that he's wanted. But at the end of the day, man, we got to step up in this game. We have to apply pressure to Brady because that offensive line, when we're also going up against that offensive line does not allow any defensive lineman to touch Tom Brady or make him run out of the pocket for at least the most part. Maybe like 90% of the time, 95% of the time, Tom Brady is not under pressure and the offensive line is blocking very well for him. So realistically, we need to step up on defense. We need to apply pressure to Tom Brady. We need to make Tom Brady run out of the pocket. And at the end of the day, man, we just got to step up on defense. But let me get my 3 keys to winning since you pretty much gave yours already, Nutting. So I'll give my 3 keys to winning. And number 1, we're just going to go right into it. Number 1 key to winning, protect Jalen Hurts. I know I say this every single week, but this is true. I know Jalen Hurts has the running ability. I know what he has. But give him enough time to throw because he needs all the hope that he can get. He needs everything that he can get in order to be a successful quarterback in the playoffs. Because Jalen Hurts, it's time to go. But the offensive line, you got to do your job and protect the quarterback. I know we make Jalen Hurts run out of the pocket a lot, but this is not a team that you want to have run all over you and get past all your offensive linemen and pressure Jalen Hurts. If you do that, it's unacceptable because we're in a playoff game. The time to step up is now, and it's time for Jalen Hurts to get himself in playoff form for his very first playoff game as a Philadelphia Eagle. And then my number 2 key for winning, wake up Jonathan Gannon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wake up Jonathan Gannon. Yes, I know. We have all been frustrated about Jonathan Gannon. But the time for Jonathan Gannon to step up in any game, the time for him to step up as well as that defense, the time for him to do it is now. We cannot hold back anymore. We need to apply pressure to Tom Brady. We need to do whatever it takes to get to Tom Brady, play a great coverage game from Gannon. I don't care if it's man, zone, or blitz, but I want to see more blitzes with this defense. And at the end of the day, I want to see some man or zone coverages. But at the end of the day, Jonathan Gannon, please step the heck up. If you want to step up again, the time for you to do it is right now, like I've been saying. The time for you to do it is right now, Jonathan Gannon, so it's time to step up. This is no time for screwing around anymore. You haven't played great and you haven't coached great this entire season, so the time for you to step up is right now, Gannon, which leads me to my 3rd key to winning the game, and that is get off to a faster start. Yes, the Philadelphia Eagles, man, I am so sick and tired of us being down by like 2 scores before we at the end of the day start to make our comeback. This is a team that you do not want to come back against. You need to start scoring first quarter to fourth quarter. We cannot be a second half team, which is what we have been in the last few games, technically almost every game of the year. And I am so sick and tired of us being a second half team. I need us to be a first half team to a second half team. I need us to play great from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, from the start to the finish. We need to play great. We need to get on the board early. We need to pressure Tom Brady. And those are my 3 keys to winning. And I just had to get really fired up for this one because those are
Exactly.
3 keys to winning in order to have a chance of being the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team led by Tom Brady and coached by Bruce Arians.
Exactly. Yeah, you said it perfectly. We've always had a slow start in, all of these games previously, especially at the last half of the season. And at the end of the day, we do get the W, but that's not really healthy to keep doing that, especially when you're going to go into the playoffs. All right, and that goes on both Sirianni and Gannon. So Sirianni, we can't stall on offense that early. I know every drive, every starting drive, is obviously not going to be a touchdown or a field goal whatsoever, but I need to see more of that because we've been stalling a lot on our offensive drives when we started the game. And for the defense, we let up scores so early. We don't tackle the ball carrier, blown assignments, don't get the pressure, all sides of the defense, and we start bad, which can happen, right? So, yeah, good key to the
Yeah,
game.
definitely 100%. Like John Mull says right here, definitely need to draft some linebackers and safeties this draft coming up. Yeah, we are in a serious need of linebackers and safeties, but especially the first one that you mentioned, John Mull, linebackers. Can we please, for the love of God, draft a good linebacker for one time? Like,
Yes.
I'm tired of not drafting a good freaking linebacker. I'm tired of it.
Give me
It's
Nakobe
time to draft a
Dean.
linebacker. It's time to draft some safeties because I know Anthony Harris, he's only on a 1-year deal, and Rodney McLeod is getting up there in age, and there is clearly like nobody to step up. So it's time to draft some guys, get them in here, and hopefully they can make a big impact for this team going forward. Christopher, what's good? He said Tom Brady's overrated. We'll have to see on Sunday, my guy, depending on how he plays. And then John Moe goes ahead and goes like, LOL, nah. So definitely 100%, definitely like the conversation that's going on. But Nights, let's get into the next one, my guy. Let's get into your 2 standout Eagles.
All right. So for both offense and defense?
It doesn't matter which one. You could do 2 offense, you could do 2 defense, 1 offense, 1 defense. I don't care.
Okay. Let me think about this. 2 standout players. Honestly, Miles Sanders, when he came back from his first injury, if you remember that, against the Jets, no touchdowns, but he went off 20 carries for it definitely hit the 100 mark on rushing. And since we are running the ball now, and our rushing game is really good, then Sanders, since he's the RB1, will definitely be getting a lot of carries. I know they split carries with Howard and Scott, but Sanders will be getting most of the carries. And I think he's going to have a comeback game, even despite it being the playoffs. I got Sanders being the standout player, my first one. All right. His comeback game with the Jets, his first comeback game, he really, really had a really good game. Again, despite no touchdowns. Hope he gets his first one this game. But I have him as a standout player because he really likes to come back big after injury. And he is definitely back for this game. So give me Miles Sanders as my first standout. My second standout. Okay, this will be a little bit tougher. Right? I don't know. I don't know about Hurts. I don't know. Like the passing game, again, the weather has an impact in it. I mean, he's obviously not a horrible passer. A lot of people have the stigma of saying he has a really bad arm and such, and he cannot throw the ball, which is, well, I mean, yeah, he does struggle with throwing the ball at times. He does miss open reads, but he's not incredibly awful as a passer. I don't know if that's my second standout player, though. I guess I have to move to defense. Because let me think of it. Sorry, I'm taking so long. It's just
no, you're perfectly fine. You're perfectly fine. Take your time, brother.
All right, thank you. So I'm gonna go through all of the the units on defense first to see who I can try and find. I would really want to do either Fletcher Cox or Javon Hargrave, a defensive lineman. But
the problem is though, Javon Hargrave again is going to get double teamed because the way he started out the year is showing teams and letting them know that Javon Hargrave is someone to watch out for. That's how it was in the start of the season. And then Fletcher Cox really has not had the greatest season, and he's getting up there in age. So you honestly, unless if they somehow have a breakout game, you can't say that they're going to be like big time standouts.
That's what I was saying. I was thinking about the Bucs offensive line when I said that. That's why I don't think they will be the standouts. Actually, I do have my second standout. Mike Evans is an incredible receiver, but give me big play Slay, okay? He could definitely lock up Mike Evans. The big play Slay is one of the best corners in this league, and you cannot say otherwise. Come on. He has allowed, let's just say he's allowed way fewer yards than Trayvon Diggs, okay? Let me just say that, all right? He's Darius, big play Slay. He doesn't like being called Darius. But big play Slay has the potential to be, he already is a lockdown corner. Everybody talks about how Terry McLaurin had that huge catch above him in that I believe first Washington game or either second, somewhere along those lines. But people don't talk about how big play Slay also locked had that Terry McLaurin locked up basically. And Mike Evans, I get it, he's an incredible receiver, but I don't know if he can get past Darius Slay in my opinion. Rather big play Slay. So those are my two standouts. One, Miles Sanders. Two, big play Slay. Also, our secondary has actually been pretty decent this year. Really quick, I just want to add, Avonte Maddox has been having a really good year.
Been great in the slot. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Avonte
in the slot. I love
He's
Avonte
playing great as a slot corner right now.
Yeah, dude, he doesn't let anything go near him in the slot, and that's what I love.
He's saying,
he did get a pick.
He's saying, get that weak stuff out of here.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, get that out of here. Not going to go past Avonte Maddox whatsoever. Steven Nelson, I've been a little disappointed.
A little meh.
He has allowed some big catches this year. It's been disappointing.
That's got to stop, man. That's got to stop in playoff form.
Yeah, I expected more from Nelson Island, so I'm a little disappointed what he's been doing this year. Rodney McLeod, I know that game-saving pick that, basically ended Washington's season. Technically it took us to the playoffs. I know there's two other games that decided that as well. I know that is one play, but Rodney McLeod hasn't been having that bad of a year at all. So, even though he is getting up there on age, our secondary is not that bad. If we can, Brady is not immune to throwing picks. Like, obviously, no quarterback is immune to throwing picks, and we can do that to Brady. We just need to shut down that Bucs offense, and that means shutting down Rob Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, Mike Evans, etc.
It's going to be all about game. The quarterback, though, I'm not going to lie. And John Mole asked the question right here, who y'all got, Raiders, Bengals? I got the Bengals in this one, and I believe you have the Bengals too, right, Nightings?
Yes.
All right, so we both have the Bengals in this one. I mean, come on now. The Raiders got to make the West Coast trip all the way out from Vegas all the way to Cincinnati. So I think that also could be another disadvantage, but I like your two standout Eagles, Nightings. I'm going to do my two standouts this time. Number one, I got to go with Davonte Smith. I mean, the kid, he's showing a reason why he is the Heisman winner. He's showing the reason. His route running, his hands, the way he puts moves on the defenders, especially in the secondary. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Davonte Smith. It's unfortunate that he could not get that 1,000 yards season though. But Davonte Smith, you've definitely been a great rookie wide receiver. You're showing why you were the Heisman from last year, and you're really showing us something this season, my guy. And it's definitely gonna pay off going forward. And about 3 years in, you're gonna definitely be a threat in this league. Maybe even next year too. Maybe next year Davonte Smith could be an even bigger threat in the league. The way he's been playing right now and the way he's going to learn, he's going to be probably, I'm going to say one of, if not the star, one of the star wide receivers in the NFL. Or once it's about 2 or 3 years in to Davonte Smith's career. And by the way, Davonte Smith, you're much better in Philly because the Giants would have just screwed you over.
Exactly.
And I got Davonte Smith as my number one. My number two, I have to go with Darius Slay, like you said before. Nice. He's a lockdown corner. One of the best secondary pieces in the league right now. And at the end of the day, I really do like what Darius Slay's done. He's played some really good coverage against some really, really, really decent wide receivers. I mean, I think he can lock down Mike Evans. He did pretty good against Terry McLaurin, I'm not going to lie. He did pretty good against all of their best wide receivers because that's the kind of guy that Darius Slay is. He is a CB1, so he's going to take on the best wide receiver that is on their squad. So, realistically, at the end of the day, I really do think that Darius Slay can definitely be the second standout Eagle in this football game. And now we're going to move on to the breakout Eagle. I'm going to go first on this one. My breakout Eagle for this football game Mark my words. Give me Avonte Maddox in the slot.
Let's
This
go.
kid has literally been one of the goats in the slot. Avonte Maddox has literally been so good this season. It's unbelievable how good Avonte Maddox has been in the slot, and I'm looking for that in this game against Tampa Bay. I don't know who's going to be covering though. He might either be covering Scotty Miller, Rashad Perriman. I doubt that he's covering anybody else in this game because those three are going to be the starting wide receivers. Mike Evans is going to be wide receiver number 1, obviously, because Chris Godwin's ruled out. And then you have Scotty Miller and then Rashad Perriman, who are off the bench, and they try to do their thing. But, again, we got to apply pressure to Tom Brady because Tom Brady, he can make any wide receiver look good on the field no matter what the cost is. So, but I think Avonte Maddox is going to be a breakout Eagle in this game for the Philadelphia Eagles to hopefully give them a chance to win. Now, let me get your breakout Eagle for the game.
All right. Look, I already said this for my standout, but this does work as a breakout as well. Again, give me Miles Sanders. When he comes back from injury, he just runs really well. If he finds a hole, he explodes. And he just, again, like I said, he just runs really well in general. And again, most scrimmage yards with no touchdown. I hope he gets this touchdown in this game. That'd be amazing for his first touchdown of the year. But even so, I still think he's going to have a productive day. At least 15 to 20 carries. And I think he will at least hit the 100-yard mark. I know that sounds crazy for someone who has been injured twice, but think about it. When Sanders, even though it is against the Jets, okay, I get that. We gave a lot of carries to Sanders in the Jets game. It was his return game, and he went off. All right, so give me my breakout player for the Eagles in the running game. Again, like I said, the weather. I mean, I don't know. I'm not absolutely sure the weather is gonna, be really bad, but I mean, there have been reports saying that it could very well be bad in Tampa Bay in the morning. And if that's so, then we utilize the running game, and the running game is a huge part of our offense. It's basically our bread and butter. So, yeah, and there you go. Miles Sanders is my breakout player for this game.
As well as technically your standout too, but you know what? It definitely works, man. John Mole coming out here and saying that my dad's a diehard Raiders fan. Hey, respect to your dad, man. If he is a diehard Raiders fan, or if he's any NFL fan that is going to be like a respectful person like that, total respect right there. Now, Nightings, let's get on to the hot take. I'm going to start with you on this one.
Hot take. Let me think about this. All right. Oh, yeah, hot take's basically something that's like really surprising, from somebody or something like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And did you not see who's on the TV right now in terms of commentating? It's not Chris Collinsworth with his partner. It's actually Drew Brees.
What?
Turn on your TV right now. Mark my words. It's Drew Brees.
Oh wait, I'm on my. I don't have a TV, but I can go to the stream on my laptop. Hold on.
That's fine. Yeah. Look at it right now. It is Drew Brees. That's going to help out, I believe. I don't even know what the other guy's name is, and I probably don't even want to know because he actually does work with Chris Collinsworth. Wait, did you say the name?
Mike Tirico?
Mike Tirico. That's right. Yeah, Mike Tirico and Drew Brees. It'll be better than Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth, that's for sure. The worst commentating duo in the NFL, if this were to happen, it would be Joe Buck and Chris Collinsworth. I would instantly put my TV on silent mode and would not even listen to those two garbage cans.
Yeah.
That'd be so bad.
I get it.
But let me get to my hot take real quick, and then we'll move on to the score predictions.
Okay.
My hot take for this game is that Mike Evans, yes, I'm mentioning Mike Evans, he will be held to under 80 yards in this game. He will be held under 80 yards in this game, locked up by Darius freaking Slay. As Darius Slay, he's going to be ready to go on Mike Evans. Mike Evans, a 1,000-yard receiver. I don't care how many touchdowns he has. I don't care what anybody says. Darius Slay has been one of the best lockdown corners in the NFL right now. I don't care what anybody says. Bite me all you want. Eat my words. Darius Slay, you're locking up Mike Evans. You're holding him to under 80 passing yards. And you know what? Give me Mike Evans just for one stupid touchdown. Give him at least one touchdown at least.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the final part of this episode as
I didn't do
Nighting.
my hot take yet.
Oh, you did. Oh, I thought you did.
Oh no, I was just saying, I was just like saying if the hot take was like a surprising thing or something. Yeah, it pretty
Yeah, that
much
was
is.
surprising right there because Mike Evans, you can usually go over 80 yards plus, mainly even over 100 if it does happen in this case. But I really do think that Darius Slay can actually hold Mike Evans to under 80 yards, but will allow one touchdown. Why, I don't know. But I do not trust Steve Nelson to go over there. That's the last thing I need. The last thing I need is Steve Nelson to go over and guard Mike Evans. Was that better for the love of God? Jonathan Gannon not happen. And you better not line Steve Nelson up against Mike Evans because if that happens, Mike Evans is about to cook Steve Nelson in that case. And at the end of the day, it's going to be absolutely brutal, which is why Darius Slay, better for the love of God, be covering Mike Evans. And anyway, let's get on to the last part, Nighting. Legendary, give me that score prediction.
All right, my score prediction is I actually already said this. It's actually Scoregami. I don't know if you know it, but it's basically a new score in the NFL. I predict the Eagles winning 26-22. My reasoning is, the regular season matchup, the defending Super Bowl champions only beat us by 6, and we didn't even try to run the ball. If Gannon has a good scheme for this game, we shut down that Bucs offense, and we do our job, running the football, the offense, and having a fast start. That's ball game. That's game over. The Eagles will win. It's definitely easier said than done, but I believe so. Go Birds. Birds
definitely
winning.
Like that score prediction, my guy. You have the Eagles winning this game, and here comes mine. This is going to be a close game. But like you said before, if Jonathan Gannon steps up and knows how to get the team informed, if he can do that, then the Eagles do have a chance to win. But the problem is, though, can the defense hold Tom Brady and prevent him from scoring the entire game with the same amount of energy? The offense, they will do their part. Jalen Hurts, your accuracy's got to be on, though. You cannot mess around. You cannot throw picks to this secondary. I don't care who is on any player in the secondary. But, Jalen, you got to be accurate. But I think it's going to be because of the defense, because can the defense really hold up on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the entire game? That is the burning question. I'm going to say the answer to that question is a no. And I'm going to say that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to end up beating the Philadelphia Eagles 30-27. Watch it happen. Ryan Suckup will somehow in the world, Tom Brady will find a way to get everybody down the field, but Ryan Suckup will kick that game-winning field goal, and we'll have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers advance to the next round. Nice. I'm so sorry that I had to do it to you. But it's just because of the defense, man. I have questions with that defense. Jonathan Gannon hasn't even stepped up in pretty much one game this season. Like, what's going on with Gannon?
I get that.
What's up with defense? They're going to get exhausted, too. I mean, can they keep up with the same mentality that they have from start to finish? Yeah. I don't think so. I think they're going to be too gassed to try to even get to Brady. And even if the young guys come in, they're going to get locked up by that offensive line. And especially Jalen Hargrave. He's going to get double-teamed. Fletcher Cox, Isaac McGrail this season. He might get locked up by one of the offensive linemen for Tampa. Derek Barnett, let's not even discuss Derek Barnett. And depending who plays on the other side, Kerrigan, you haven't stepped up in one game this season. Assuming Josh Sweat cannot go, Kerrigan, your time shines now, but I just don't think it's going to happen, my guy. I just really don't. I just really don't think that Kerrigan can apply that pressure. I think it's going to be costed because of the defensive line, because the way that the Bucs offensive line has been able to protect Tom Brady, they haven't really allowed Tom Brady to really run out of the pocket. And can the defense keep that up for the entire game? I don't think so, but it'll be closer than what it has been and what people are thinking it will be from the past few games. And I know we lost by 6 points. I think the Eagles will kind of learn a little bit. It'll be a higher scoring game. It'll be 30-27 Buccaneers, in my opinion. It's just that I can't trust that defense to play it with the same mentality first quarter to fourth quarter. So Nice going with the Eagles. I'm going with the Buccaneers. You hate to hear it, but you know what? It is what it is. As Clippy266 says, Leonard Fournette ruled out officially for this game. Yes, I did see that. Clippy, definitely appreciate you putting out the news, though. Yeah. But we're going to come down to the end of the stream. So, Nightings, before we get out of here, let the people know where they can find you at.
All right. I got you. All right. So, you can find me on YouTube and Twitter, mostly YouTube. Also have my official Discord server, but you can find all of those on my YouTube channel. All right, do I have I don't think I have mods, so I can't drop the link, but that's completely fine. You can easily find me on YouTube. Just search up Nightings, my name, and since I'm the only Nightings on YouTube, you can find my channel immediately. 7 away from 230 subs, 77 away from 300. It's a grind. We're almost a quarter of the way to 300 on the channel. All right, and also right now I do gaming, sports, history content. Not much gaming right now, not much history, but definitely a lot of sports. You want videos, on the Eagles. I just uploaded one like an hour ago on this game. So go check that out if you can. And I definitely appreciate a sub. So BLSG, thank you so much for having me on. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, no problem, man. And as always, man, flag was fly. Let's go, birds. And also hashtag flowers everywhere. Definitely appreciate everybody who came through to this stream. Definitely appreciate everybody who came over to this weekly pick'em or game preview, whatever you want to do it as. Definitely go ahead and subscribe to my guy Nightings over to my right over here. That's right. I did point the right way instead of the wrong way. But again, definitely appreciate everybody who came through. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to both of our channels. And we will see you guys next time. Everybody, fly was fly. Go birds. And as always, God bless and peace.
Peace.